Hi there, this is Jerry Lewis from the TCDSB, and I'm here to continue with part D of our Google Sheets tutorial, and we're looking today at conditional cells. Conditional cells means that if a condition is met in a particular cell, that it'll affect either the formatting or the contents of that particular cell. So there's two categories that will split our presentation today. The first is looking at changing your own cell, and the second is changing another cell. So we'll start first with changing your own cell. So this is an example here of a teacher's mark book and the different quizzes. And this teacher wants to colorfully present all of the students' marks so that she can look at which students need some intervention strategies or which ones are doing well and do not need as much assistance with their learning. The way that we could do that is we could highlight all of the cells and we'll go to Format, Conditional Formatting, and notice that it applies the range B2 to D16. And these are the different conditions that exist. These are normally text-based, so if the text box contains a certain thing or does not, a date, or numerical. In this case, we'll choose numerical. So if the quiz mark is greater than or equal to 8, we're going to color those cells green. And we'll click on done. So notice that it goes through all the cells where it meets that condition and it colors it green. I will add another rule to the same range, and that if those cells are now in between inclusively 6.5 to 7.5, so if those numbers are included, I will now highlight those yellow, that these students are meeting the expectations. They don't need much intervention, but I've colored it yellow so that we can see very quickly we filtered them which students those might be. The last rule I'm going to add, or the third rule I'll add, is if these marks are less than or equal to 6, then I'm going to change these to orange. So again, it filters out and looks for numbers that are 6 and less and will color them orange in order for me to visually see at a glance quickly any trends that I need for gap closing or for intervention strategies. Now notice if I make an error, for example, if this one student made an error, I made a correction error, this student should have received a 6 instead, that the Google Sheets will automatically recolor it based on the condition that it meets. If, for example, it's correct, I'll go back and it meets that condition again for it to be colored green. So that's how I change the color of its own cell. I might want to change colors of other cells. So in this case, I have conditions where if I have the correct answer, it starts to create some sort of image that I have over here on the side. So with the correct answer of 141, it allows that image to be seen. Well, how do we create this? So what I've done is I've actually started off with my original image that I have here, and I'm going to start clicking on certain cells that I'm going to hide if that condition is not met. So in this case, I've clicked on these cells. I'm going to add the rule for these cells that if and now I'll go to custom formula. So if the contents of the absolute contents of cell B2 is not equal to 141, then I will make that cell white. So my custom formula is whatever the answer is in here, B2, if it's not 141, I'm going to hide it with a white cell. However, if I do answer the correct answer of 141, then it does no longer meets the condition. So that's why the white has been removed, and now the image can be shown again. And so I can use this custom formula for numerical answers. And notice that if I wanted to use text-based answers, I will have to use quotation marks in order for that condition, for the Google Sheets to understand what that condition is. I've also added another conditional formula so that that particular cell turns that color green. So let's repeat that with this one. I will select other cells. So I'll choose this, and this. Add the rule custom formula that if this cell relates to B4, that it is not equal to 92, I will color that cell white. And so if the answer is 92, that image is shown. So hopefully you understand conditional cells and conditional formulas.